No matter where a rescue takes place, there's always going to be one agency that ultimately has jurisdiction. Just because one agency has jurisdiction doesn't mean that other agencies aren't going to also respond to come help. So it's really common on rescue scenes to have many different agencies from many different disciplines all responding. That agency having jurisdiction, though, is the one that's ultimately responsible for ensuring that a successful, safe rescue takes place. That agency having jurisdiction will also be the one that establishes the guidelines and the safety standards, and they will determine what level it is that rescuers have to have when they're effecting that rescue. I am an instructor in the United States, and Rescue 3 teaches throughout the world, and there's going to be different jurisdictions that have control or authority or responsibility over the water rescues. In the United States, it's even a little bit different here. On the western coast of the United States, it tends to be law enforcement agencies that have responsibility for the water rescues. That does not necessarily mean that a law enforcement agency will be conducting the rescue. It just means that they have to acknowledge that they do have a role in that responsibility of making sure that the person who needs rescued gets rescued. In the eastern part of the United States, it's different, in which fire has primary responsibility. Here, where I work on the West Coast, fire and law share it. We share the training, we share the roles, we share the duties, and it's a little bit unique in that regard. My experience here has been that the teamwork between fire and law has really benefited the public and the victims that we're out there trying to rescue, particularly when it comes to us having the same training. It's very good to go to a rescue scene and have people from other agencies showing up that you've already trained with in the past. And for us who are instructors, we don't just teach people within our own agency, we teach other agencies as well. We teach people from EMS departments, we teach people from fire departments, law enforcement agencies, and it's the whole gamut. And the benefit to that for the public is that when everybody shows up, we've already been in the river together, we've already know that the other person who we're working with knows the same guidelines, knows the same safety standards that I know, and it gives us confidence. And it gives us confidence and trust in that other person, and it makes us more effective as a combined multi-agency team at that one incident. And in the end, that's better for the people that we're trying to save. So generally speaking, in the West Coast where I am of the United States, water rescue curriculum is not taught in police academies. And we send law enforcement officers out to do their jobs, and it's inevitable that once in a while they're going to come upon a situation involving a person in the water. And all first responders, whether they're fire personnel, law enforcement personnel, EMS personnel, whoever they may be, those first responders are wired to take action. They feel compelled to do something. And part of the problem in not having any background training in a rescue discipline is really that they don't know what they don't know. And it's not because they're intentionally doing anything wrong, it's that they simply have never had the training and they don't know what they don't know. So that is why I personally feel very strongly about the importance of every single public safety agency that's operating in and around waterways having some sort of training. Where I work, we are actually very fortunate. The biggest fire agencies work with us. The EMS authority has a rescue component and they work with us. We all train together, and it's interesting because on calls for service, we trade equipment. We know that the equipment is compatible. We know that all of our red webbing is going to be the same length. If they take it out of the back of a fire rig versus an EMS rig, we know that it's going to be the same, and it's interchangeable. And the people are interchangeable, the tasks are interchangeable. And again, like I said before, the benefit to that is it makes us way more effective and safe when it comes to helping those victims that need the help.